feel. Tell my brother it's all love, I ain't tryna chill. Times I felt it, I've been taking losses after losses. Thinking of a purge on my son, young focus. I'm chasing vision, yeah.
When I lost my dog, I swear to God, I just went all in. Hit all the nights when we was trapping, now we ballin'. They said they be spinning, but they capping, they ain't scoring. I said they capping, they ain't scoring. I got people in my ear saying I ain't been focused. My favorite people dying, they in jail, I cannot focus. I got instruction, I won't catch me slipping for a moment. I know my time is coming, like I said, I'm going all in. Money make the world go round, that's why I need it around. Heard that boy was trying, pull up on him, what he saying now? He ain't saying nothing, he was trying, had to blow him down. Say he was trying, had to blow him down.
Best feeling on your son, know that is. Like I took us on that home, I'm pay the bills. I ain't tryna lay it with you, gotta pay the bill. Tell my brother it's all love, I ain't tryna chill. Times I felt it, I've been taking losses after losses. Thinking of a crash on my son, young focus. I'm chasing vision, yeah.
Losses after losses, we ain't wanna do it, we ain't really have no option. I know I'm a kid, I ain't never gonna be starving. I always got a plan, always got a plan. Trends baby, streets raised me. My posse did a bit, I had to do it OD. Then I'm with my cousin, it was OD. And you will hear my pain in every single melody. It's real, recognize real. That's why I don't see you, nigga, you was not ill. He said he's smoking ops that he ain't even kill. That he ain't even kill. Had to make sure that my bread right. So many long talks trying to get my head right. Seen the happy balls up like a did, I was in headlights. Everything will go around me, we don't stop at red lights.
Feeling on your son, know that is. Like I took us on that home, I'm pay the bill. I ain't tryna lay it with you, gotta pay the bill. Tell my brother it's all love, I ain't tryna chill. Times I felt it, I've been taking losses after losses. Thinking of a crash on my son, young focus. I'm chasing vision, yeah.
Losses after losses, we ain't wanna do it, we ain't really have no option. Yeah, I ain't never gonna be starving. Always got a plan, always got a plan. Trust me, she's raised me. Yeah, it was okay. Yeah, with my mother, it was okay. With my man, every single day.
Fine shit. It's gonna be some fine shit. That's my shit right there. On GG's, on Fifi and Didi and Juanes. They know what the fuck is going down when you see me on Smee. I'll smack shit out you when I see you on BB.
Gasol hits a both. Solid, really one of the very best there is at the free throw line. And there's the foul. It's on the
It's not a
franchise.
foul.
That's his first foul.
My body. That what she doing for Lottie. Said that little baby, sometimes she be snotty. Nowadays I'm a little fatty. When the diamonds I run on the bodies.
Right
I
side
gotta open the
goes.
bank. Oh, I keep a phone on
Hastings
bank.
grabs it.
Girl, nobody can stop me.
Hastings
I'm
got
sitting
4
there, I need a
rebounds in this
body.
game.
Couple hoes in the way in the lobby. And the yard is waiting to tie me. And all
Here's
them boys in the body.
Lucic.
And
Lets
the
it go
diamonds are
from
rolling
deep.
the body.
And then Chicago with the rebound. Here's
And I'm not going to
Williams.
sleep.
And two
Cause I'm
free
not
throws
gonna get
coming
the
up.
beat.
Unable to get
To
that
that
one to
point,
go.
it
The
was a
ball
Jeep.
on 10.
On your keys, my bitch, she say I'm a beast. My pocket that air obese. Never that nice lady. When I get that guado, I'm sipping on lean at the bottle. I'm fucking the motto. You ain't with a motto. She give me bread like I know. Smoking a plain gelato. Keeping all of this Rick on. So I look around, all I see is smoke. Just keep on my phone. I'm like, what are you on? I'm gonna tell you
First
on.
one falls.
I'm gonna pay alone. Yeah, money you get alone. Smoking on without a strong. Shit, don't get that back in the mall. Since you with me, you know that you wrong. We can make it with the daddy. I'm moving the road. The trip on my body. That what she doing for lotties. That my little baby. Sometimes she be shy. But now I get my little bodies. I'm down in the road, no bodies. I got a little bankroll. I keep it full of my payroll. I feel like nobody can stop me. I'm the shit
Holding
I
keeps
need
both
the bodies. Couple hoes in the way in the lobby.
Lakers lead by 5.
But now I know the bodies. I'm down in the road, no bodies.
Here's
I
Hastings.
got a little bankroll. I keep it full of
Nice
my
passing here by Los
payroll.
Angeles. Here's Vujacic. Here's Gasol. Odom. He hangs in there and cashes in those second chance points. Odom's got the lead up to 7 now for the Lakers.
Not much that Odom can't do. Great feel for the game. Got to that missed shot right on time and cashed it in.
Rose kicks to Brewer. Down low. Here's Hasek. The shot goes in. First shot, first basket.
Oh, great find there for the open man.
Lakers have gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter.
Dewey so in the building. Cody so in the building. Gang, in the building, man. Sample.
Here's
These
Hastings.
those limited edition.
Going inside.
Say goodbye,
No
hoodie.
one
These
near
is my
time as he
throwback. I'm
lets it
dropping some
fly.
merch this summer.
And a
Hope
leap
y'all ready.
bounce
Y'all
off the
gonna get some
rim, and it
merch.
sinks right in.
You know,
I like
I
seeing
get
Odom
some
move
gang.
to
I
knock
get
these
all type
mid-range
of
jump
shit.
shots
Gang
down
with
because he
some
certainly got the
all type
ability
of
to do
shit.
so.
But some of y'all got this hoodie when y'all was young niggas. Y'all went and y'all purchased this
Wants to
hoodie. This is
regroup
one of
and
my
come up
first
with a
merch
strategy.
releases. To say goodbye hoodies with a 23 on the back. But anyway, so check this out. This is one of the most serious videos that I ever dropped. It's the most serious video I've dropped by far from my most recent videos. I gotta update y'all. And to be honest with you, let me just say this right now. I'm gonna go live to break some shit down for y'all because I gotta update y'all. There's been a lot of stuff taking place behind the scenes. Man, I was having a conversation with my lawyer like 2 days ago. I've been speaking with my brother-in-law about certain shit. Man, what Twitch did to me, it don't sit right with me. And I was very fucked up when they unbanned me 30 minutes after I dropped my recent video. They just threw it right in my face. They don't give a fuck about me. Bro, they don't give a fuck about us at all. They just want you to keep growing their platform. Bring all your weakest moments to Twitch. Keep growing their platform. They ain't giving you shit. Straight slaves on that bitch. It's like working at a 9 to 5. It's the boss. You're a hard worker. You ain't doing nothing wrong. But the boss is doing everything in his...
2 for 8 and looking for more.
Coaching staff has to be pleased seeing this from Rose. Proving he can break down the defense in these sets. Nice.
And the
to make
Lakers
shit
call
hard for
time.
you to get you fired.
Some changes here for
He
the
can't just
Lakers.
fire me.
Artest,
He gotta
he's
slowly
checked in for
milk it,
Rogers.
make shit harder and
Grant comes
harder
in
and
for
harder and
Serge
harder for you.
Ibaka. And Derek Fisher is
I
sent in
dropped a
for
video
Hastings.
telling y'all Kick was good. Bro, 30 minutes later, they unbanned me and told me, I'm sorry, it was an error.
It's Odom with the
Imagine having your biggest moment on almost 100,000 viewers, and the next day you get banned for no reason. It kills your momentum. Nigga, they fucked up my mood. Y'all fucked up my schedule. Like, bro, it kills your momentum. It kills you spiritually. It fucks you up. Seriously.
And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter.
Twitch has opened up them doors. Say goodbye. My nigga, I'm coming straight for y'all. Listen, y'all have opened up some doors. Y'all never gonna be able to close it. Y'all are perfectly fine. Trust me, a shit is about to happen, bitch. Simple.
Rose surveying the D.
I'm gonna come on Twitch Monday and break everything down to y'all perfectly. It's not too much I can say in this video. I spoke to Aiden earlier today, and I want y'all to know there's no fucking deal. I haven't signed no deal. I had a conversation with some nigga talking about Rumble a few days ago. I just been seeing what's popping. It was not about a deal. I haven't signed with Kick. I haven't signed with anybody. Right now, I'm still on Twitch. I haven't signed with anybody. I'm not in a rush to come back to Twitch because, I mean, everybody knows now. They made me capitalize it. Yeah, we fuck with you, but we don't want you to become no face. I don't want to become a face of POS bullshit. I don't want to be a face of Twitch.
Rose has got 7 points here in this.
I can't control if I'm growing and not. I can't control none of that shit. You just gotta let shit happen organically. You don't just ban somebody to slow them down.
I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets.
And then say it was an error. What y'all trying to? I ain't got paid or nothing. What y'all want me to get paid? I ain't got shit from that.
Defensive approach has been rock solid here.
And they're finding the weak spots in the D and attacking.
And then I'm talking to fucking Aiden. I spoke to Aiden today on the phone. Bro, these niggas are so close to selling the fucking bag. And it has nothing to do with Aiden. It's the people behind the scenes, the niggas that up top who handling these deals and shit. King fucked up in the past by signing niggas and ain't getting nothing in return. Niggas got their money and did. Now King has to devalue everybody who can bring something to the table for them. To be honest, it seems like y'all don't give a fuck about the streaming shit no more because y'all making so much money with the casino shit. That's the vibe I'm getting from y'all. And it's gonna hurt y'all. I'm telling you. Ain't know what's up. Nigga, this is your last chance to actually shift a culture over to kids. This is your last chance. You're not gonna take all my streaming shit away. I'm still here. I'm still Illuminati, my nigga. So you're not just signing a fucking streamer. You're signing a nigga with a voice who's bringing a whole culture to your platform. This is why I said you can't compare me to a fucking regular streaming nigga. These are not streaming clips. This is real. This is me. So when you talking about some deals, don't mention a streamer to me. I didn't give a fuck what y'all did in the past with other niggas. It has nothing to do with me.
Hastings grabs the board.
This is your last fucking chance. Or say goodbye. Because when I get back started, it's over. Nigga, we still gotta grow. And I still was just talking to y'all about merging TikTok and YouTube together. To go crazy. When you at the top of your shit and everything going good, that Matrix always got it. Ease their way in and fuck everything up. My schedule still goes on. It's just been emergency shit and people, that's why they forget. The schedule still goes on. The last time I streamed it was on the 19th. 87K viewers, big moment. Everything still is gonna happen. We starting back Monday. But I don't know how long I will be here. That's the thing. I don't know nothing yet. Right now I haven't signed no deal. Yes, I'm talking to. It's a lot of shit in the works. I don't know nothing yet. But I'm telling y'all straight up, these niggas straight embarrassed me. Straight showed y'all. I told y'all I don't feel safe on Twitch. I've been telling y'all I'm probably the only live streamer that brings up POS every stream. Just to show like I'm aware of POS every stream. And they still ban me for no reason. How can you ban somebody who just almost had 100K viewers just chilling, having fun like everybody else? How can you ban them? How is it possible for you to just ban somebody and then say, oh, I'm sorry, it was an error?
So that'll be it for the first half. Even battle underway in this one.
I see it was
Lead by 2.
like
From the
false reports or something, or I would get mad reported or some bullshit happened. Nigga, they told me it was simply an error. I didn't even have to put in an appeal. Right after I dropped my recent vid, 30 minutes later, I was unbanned. And y'all still don't think niggas is watching me. So how long I got left if I just stay on Twitch? Another month? I'll still be banned right now if I never drop the vid. Thank God I'm a real YouTuber. I have a voice, so if you take my shit. He knows. I just talked to him. He knows. There's no deal. So all that shit I signed with Kick, end that shit now. Nothing happened. People calling my family and shit. Nigga, I got my sister calling me talking about people was reaching out to her. Hey, your brother signed a $50 million. What the fuck are y'all talking about?
Deadly from outside. And of course the franchise.
Shit weird as hell. But anyway, the schedule don't fucking stop, and I can't wait to make my new schedule for wherever I'm gonna be streaming at the next month. But if anything happens, let's say it does not going anywhere, we still gonna be turning up on Twitch, but I'm definitely gonna merge shit over to TikTok and YouTube. I know I'm not safe on Twitch. I know it. And the content will be definitely watered down because I can't be myself. I'm getting banned for nothing. So it's like you can't send me drama because if I talk about somebody, they look for that to ban me for nothing. It's certain triggers that they have that I do that's natural, and it's not against TOS, but they hate it. They will ban me for nothing. Remember, I got banned for speaking positively about the LGBTQ. Positive shit. I got banned for this. Nigga, I've been on my best behavior and got banned. But anyway, we just gonna go from there. I'll see y'all niggas Monday. Let me know what y'all think about all this situation. Hey, y'all on the clock. You already know what's up. I'm gonna see y'all Monday, and we gonna turn up and we gonna go crazy, and I'm gonna break everything down for y'all simple. Cause I know all y'all still gonna be in here Monday. So remember, a big shift is about to happen. And I'm gonna keep y'all updated, man. I'll talk to y'all. Take care of y'all. So make sure you like, share, subscribe if you're new.
It doesn't have trouble playing.
Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. Outside Boozer. Back to Rose.
For the Mavs to keep the number one pick instead of kind of shopping around. Getting the salvage ready.
This time the assist from Rose.
Yeah.
Rose has got his third assist on the night.
You gotta believe in Cooper Flag.
Here's
Yeah, I believe there's just thing right into that arena again. I feel like, no American man in there now.
Working on Boozer.
Look at with Cooper. I just like the situation for him. Yeah.
Clock violation.
Well, every time I think of something,
With AD.
the fans are like, figure out what it was.
Obviously, Kyrie said it still, but if healthy, a massive playoff anyway, undoubtedly. So what position do you play him at, though? 3? So yeah, I mean, a little more season.
Offensively, really cooking.
The opposition
Whatever you want to play in that. 3, 4, 4, 3. AD want to stay at that 4, right? He was thinking about that. They got real big. They got your helpers. They still got big, so he played at 3. I mean, he's a 3. So big ass line up. That's what it is. I mean, it's good for them. I mean, I don't know who. I mean, he is the #1 pick, and anybody after that is, just guesswork. It's more upside than it is just true. They're ready to play. One thing he does over everyone is he plays actually hard. Right? So you can't teach that, right? So worst thing, the worst scenario, physically he'll be there, and the work ethic is going to be there. So, he's coming into a winning situation. So I don't know if they believe in him, but they believe in what they have already. I mean, without the #1 pick, they felt that with the trades they made, they were competitive. So adding the #1 pick and, let him get a year under himself, and, Kyrie comes back, that team right there would probably be favorite to win a chip, 2027. For sure. No matter what, healthy AD, everybody's healthy with what they have, they'll play out there for sure. Well, is there any youngster out there, let's say just like age 25 or younger, that you would consider first the #1 pick for? For Dallas? Yeah. At 25. First in that age, like 25, 26 and younger. I mean, obviously, guard play. I mean, basically the 4 or 5 that's taken care of your truest play. Right, so right now it's just between your 1 or upgrade up to 3, but, PJ, he's a solid 3. He showed that he is a starter in this league, so, I mean, if you're going to make a trade, you're making a trade for a PG that's going to come in. Well, we see Westbrook now. No. I mean, I don't see Memphis coming off of Ja, but J Kid goddamn crazy. Probably. But Ja do need a different atmosphere. I think it's a different environment for sure. But I mean, that still got to be Memphis trade, and I don't.
Play Ja and Kyrie together?
No, Kyrie's gonna miss about a year.
Oh.
Yeah, so he got to find something that can fill in that void for right now. But if you're trying to make it, that would be a contending level. I mean, hybrid. I mean, if he can, let their kid coach it. Last from J-Kid and Kyrie. With that right over there, being that athletic, oh my God.
Takes it off the glass. And the Bulls
lead by 10. They can keep it up for Josh. The fucking that's a nightmare. Y'all ain't been around, listen, man. Y'all ain't been around J-Kid as a coach. I'm telling you, that shit ain't gonna fly. Unless they just drop a point guard. Because that's what because Dallas needs a PG right now. Yeah. Right? So unless you draft, Jalen Harper, trade with the #1 pick, you're gonna look stupid. But it's about what fits you. Yeah, but that's my point. Because those guys might get messed up because the other two, they already got guards. So the only thing that makes sense is Dallas needs a guard.
For the Lakers. Artest comes in for Odom, and it's Hastings in for Fisher. Taj Gibson's checked in for Chicago.
Dylan's gonna go 1, or he might end up at 4. But when I take that #1 pick and grab an established point guard instead of trying to fight who? Who's coming off their guards right now? What about Atlanta? It's still a young not feeling that. But then you're going to go Trae Young. You're going to go #1 pick and Kyrie for Trae Young and their last year's #1 pick? I mean, what makes the Hardy I got number one pick. I don't really. So we have to catch the Mavs explore trading the number one pick. 61% of the chat says no, they should not keep that pick. So we talked a lot about Nico Harrison, all the heat he got in the aftermath of the Luka trade. Fans calling for him to be fired, even at medieval times, as we saw video of. But now, things would be a completely different circumstance than landing this number one overall pick. They raised ticket prices even before. They raised ticket prices even before the draft lottery. But with drafted flags, gives Mavs fans hope for the future. Good play. Okay. I don't think. I mean, yes, of course, you would hit them across the head. I think getting AD and that first game. I think when Kyrie went down, it kind of reality kicked in. Damn, we lost both our guards. They got to do the championship. So I think with the number one pick, everybody coming back healthy besides Kyrie, I think they're fine. Making it to the playoffs will be good for them. And then if Kyrie comes back to Dallas, or if they get something for him, I'm thinking they're looking for 2027. I think Dallas is looking to win that shit. And then Luke Willis in the first round. I think Dallas is happy right now. You say look like you averaging 39 39.
So your job expects you to be on time for work every day, but wants you to just wait 2 weeks for your paycheck? If you need $100 to make it through the day,
they're happy right now. They're down there. The future is set with 3 or 5. Yeah, that's at least a future is set with 3 or 4. I don't want to pick everything off the bench. We get the Cooper flag. Playing them one percent of the day. Does he start? Cooper flag? You still got to win the position. You got to beat people up. Yeah, it ain't going to be easy. But at the end of the day, it's still. It's just you're going to plug him in because he's not more pick. That's what you're going to do. No matter what. PJ, beating him out has nothing to do with that. Number one pick is another one pick. You talked about that in your experience with the Warriors, right? You had a great season, but they had a high draft pick. And they told me if we get the number 2 pick, we get Jason Williams, and he starts. What if he can't beat me in practice? I don't care. He was the number 2 pick in the NBA draft. You making $200,000. He starts.
Always got to be there.
We drafted him. Yeah. Your best friend. Your drinking buddy.
And that comes off.
Philadelphia. So you got bench. Kwame Brown. Not unnecessary, buddy. That's crazy. At the end of the bench. That's the end of it. He's stuck to the bench. Move to that motherfucker like this. He fell into they molded the feet to his goddamn ass. She came with a seatbelt. They couldn't get up. I can't jump in with you. That's why you didn't. Everybody can't jump in with you. He just had his own seat. So the circumstances around the Mavs getting the number 1 pick in the lottery after the fans.
No good. The Bulls leading by 7. 7-foot shot. And Gibson kicks to Brewer. Second chance shot. And it's Fisher with the rebound. Los Angeles has gone 2 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Next to Odom. Lets it go with a 3. It's all in by the Bulls. They've led by as many as 11 points. Hogan. And the layup's good off the glass. And the Bulls lead by 9.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
I'd agree with you. And I don't think they expected this one to be a game where they would get battered inside like they have.
Kobe dishes to Odom. Back to Kobe. Feeds back. That one drops for him.
Encouraging signs for him after starting the game, Lord. He's picked it up here in the second half.
The world's greatest superhero forced himself on Mother. That's how I was born. She died giving.
Comes in for Lamar. And it's Hastings in for Fisher. Chicago also making some changes. Thomas comes in for Johnson. And it's Corver in for King Bogans. And the timeout called here by Tom Fiddle. And he wants to see some changes out there right away. And right now.
How was that? What's your bowling? I can't really see that.
You want to keep it nervous. How you think we're going to shit up?
My shit goes.
Of course. Everyone's.
Thank you.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm a little bit right now.
Oh, that's why. Okay, great.
Nah, it's cool though.
No, I just didn't know. I thought you didn't know. I want that, but if you want to beat the day on, that's cool too. I mean, I hear your reason.
You don't even be supposed to be in here.
Who's me? Oh, we supposed to pull up in your shit.
Yeah, but we got nobody like, you ain't spend nobody?
No.
Alright, cool. You was a cool party.
I did, a little bit. Last 10 minutes. You see me? Oh, thank you. Oh, that's the little one? Thank you. That's all I have,
I'm shit, my bad. Chat, how y'all doing?
Hey, chat. Meet my guest of the night.
We gotta do night tonight. Hey, you know what? Look. That's the last night. Why? The whole, like, you don't like that problem, like, going to ATL, right?
Me? Oh, am I going to be the first person to fly out?
Boozer comes in for Josh Gibson. And it's Dang in for running. And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Hey, Kevin, let's summarize what Tom Thibodeau went over with his guys.
I'm excited for the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match.
They've been playing. He told them, hey, they had their chance
this year. There are still some unknowns, but I'm really enjoying how this is shaping up so far.
This is our game and our series. He's got him pretty fired up, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Dang passes to Boozer. Boozer a screen on Bryant. And it's Corver in the corner. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. And the Bulls lead by 10.
Do not let Corver get it off from the corner. Kyle's automatic.
Pass to Hastings. It's rebounded by Noah. Noah's got 11 rebounds in the game. Dang finds Noah. Back to Dang. Good ball movement here by the Bulls. Here's Rose, and the layup falls. And now it's a 12-point Bulls lead.
You didn't think Rose would back down from some contact now, did you guys? Playing with a high level of intensity.
And the foul called on Kobe Bryant. That'll be his second foul of the game. Rose against Kobe. Rose in the post and finished off by Rose.
A flash of that athleticism yet again. It's clear Rose enjoys getting up and punching it down.
McGee trying to break free. No coverage that time.
Nice jumper there, flashing how dangerous he can be shooting the ball.
Chicago leading by 12. Stolen. Here's Hastings. Takes it up with both hands and rips it down.
That's a double whammy, guys.
The final SmackDown is going to be her first match she's going to have at SmackDown. And it's great that she's going to go up against Zelina and Charlotte, who's been wrestling for many years. It's a huge match for her. The other two, Zelina, I think, is just the pin here, unfortunately, unless they do something with Charlotte. Charlotte is with Alexa Bliss, kind of, doing this. I don't think that she gets into Money in the Bank. Something has to distract Charlotte, or she's just going to lose. Slip on a banana peel and Julia wins. But somehow, some way, Julia is going to be in that qualifying match. That's still very league, no matter how that shakes out. It's Julia, but she's US champion. She just won that belt. I don't see her making it in there, and I don't think that took Charlotte to win the bank. That scares me. It scares me because she probably did. I don't want that. But there are a lot of other players that are still left out. So we'll go down Matt's little list here for you. One of them on Raw I could see them doing is a qualifying match between Lyra, Liv Morgan, and Ivy Nile. Liv is scheduled to return.
Fucking go!
Thank you.
Pussy!
If you could Liv back into the title scene and mix it up with Rhea in there because of all the history. Also, if you add Liv, you are now getting this new fresh dynamic of Liv and Roxanne. Finn Balor is walking backstage and he's like, holy fuck, it's Roxanne Perez. Why don't you be a consultant for Judgment Day? That's terrible. But Roxanne is now going to be consulting or loosely affiliated with Judgment Day, and that leaves the opportunity to have Liv come back and feel the tension. Ooh, it's not sexy tension. It's just all nasty tension. And you're going to get Liv and then Roxanne and Money in the Bank, and they both go for the briefcase, and then shenanigans happen, and that's how you spin them off to do something else, and Judgment Day is closed. Now, Lyra's off period. If she's in that qualifying match, that Matt has made up in his own mind. If Lyra is in a qualifying match, I don't see her winning because she screwed Becky with her match to get into Money in the Bank, and I think that just continues on. You get Becky out of it. Also, she's Intercontinental Champion. You don't need to keep throwing in current champions into like Money in the Bank. It doesn't work. Let's get some other people in there. And Lyra's getting the really good push right now with everything that Becky and Bayley can get to return. You could say to me that yes, Bayley should be in Money in the Bank. I agree, but I think what's more likely is that she's held off to then face Becky at a later point. Ivy Nile, I think she's great. I'd actually like to see Ivy Nile in Money in the Bank. I think she could do more of that momentum. I mean, having her and El Grande Americano with Money in the Bank would be just so Liv is my fifth member, brother, that's going to get into this match. So for the sixth spot, that still leaves quite a few names that have potential. Nia Jax, Jade, Naomi. Those are my top three on SmackDown that would still need to get into Money in the Bank. What about Bianca? I believe she's injured with the finger thing, right? She could come back, and that'd be huge if Bianca made it into Money in the Bank, because then you get Bianca and Rhea as kind of your top two in that match, and that's a lot of star power. But let's assume that Bianca's not going to be there. Naomi, Jade, and Nia. Now, I'd love to see all three of them in there, but if I had to make a pick, I am going to say Naomi makes it into Money in the Bank. I don't know if those three would be in a full qualifier together. Maybe they do something different where it's like Naomi, Jade, and B-Fab or somebody else. Like, they could mix it up in different ways. Piper Niven and Naomi and Jade. They're continuing that story arc of Naomi and Jade, right? Naomi's lurking in the background, and Naomi is, because like you see the thumbnail I did, Naomi is one of my favorite parts of SmackDown, and specifically her character change, and she's just going all in on this thing. Like, I love what she is doing right now, and that's why I want to see her in that match. So I think she could screw Jade out of her opportunity. Maybe Jade and Nia spin off and do something, or they just hold Jade off for a bit. So I will say that somehow, some way, that final participant is going to be Naomi inside Money in the Bank. So if we did that, well, who do we have? We would have Alexa Bliss, Rhea, Roxanne, Julia, that's my pick, Liv Morgan returning and getting in there, and Naomi. That's the six. That would be my picks. What would you have as your picks? Comment below. Now, they could totally not do that. One of the things that I'd like to see them do, and I don't know if they would, is going to be a last chance qualifier match. I like those because you get some people that you're like, oh man, they really deserve to get in there. I'd love to be like, they could do a battle royal. They could do like a fatal four-way elimination style match, something like that. Because the one person that is not in Money in the Bank that I find disappointing, and hopefully it just means that they're going to be going off to do something even bigger and better, is Chelsea Green. I love Chelsea in last year's Money in the Bank. I was there in Toronto for it, and obviously she's from Canada, and she got a huge ovation with everything she was doing. I wonder if they're trying to keep Chelsea out of Money in the Bank this year because they have other plans for her, and maybe they don't want her getting all the cheers when you have someone like Rhea Ripley in there, and everybody would maybe wanting Chelsea to actually save her for a draft her over to another brand like Raw. I don't know, but you could do something else with Chelsea. I have big hopes for Chelsea Green. So let's run down this match then and give you some predictions of where do I think they're going to land. Alexa Bliss, odds of winning this thing, not as high as I think. So I don't think Alexa Bliss will win it, because I think that she is going to spin off and do whatever with Charlotte. Feels like they're going to be a team. Maybe something Wyatt related will happen. I feel like you could get like almost a faction going between Alexa Bliss, Charlotte running it, and they recruit like younger talent, and they're kind of in charge, and then you have a power struggle, or they're just going to be a tag team. I don't know if WWE is going to keep the women's tag team division going. It's just there's just a whole lot of nothing going on. But I could see them moving Charlotte and Bliss into the tag division. They could dominate that thing, kind of as just like the bitter veteran team. 2-woman power trip. It'd be.
I'm single, and I truly know how hard it is to find someone who gets you. So my friend introduced me to this app called Duet, where he found his girlfriend.
I was shocked when I first tried it. I didn't know there was an app that allows you to set up your dating preferences so all the people you see meet your standards, and it's completely free. They even ensure 100% mandatory real person verification.
But that's not all. If you're shy like me, then you'll absolutely love their blind date feature.
Yes, you're fine. But I don't see Bliss winning. Roxanne Perez, no. But I think that, as I said, I think that if Liv gets into Money in the Bank, that those two have their spin-off, there's confrontations and all that in the match. So then Roxanne is going to be busy doing that. Julia, assuming Julia wins it, don't see it happening. Too soon, be a lot of fun, be surprising, be shocking, don't get me wrong. Just feel like they need to establish her on TV a lot more, and they have way more road with Julia to go. But I do think that she will get big moments, big shiny moments in Money in the Bank. She could also do the confrontation stuff with Roxanne because they talk about how they're not really on the same page. Just by tagging together, Julia's not into it anymore. She's going to go off and do her own thing. Liv coming back, if she gets into the match, don't see her winning. Like I said, I think her and Roxanne cancel each other out. Rhea Ripley. Rhea and Naomi, those are my top two picks for the women's Money in the Bank match. And I gotta tell you, a dirty, nasty little fun secret here. I do not want Rhea Ripley to win Money in the Bank. She is one of, if not the most popular female superstar in WWE. Crowd reaction's massive. Huge pops. Match is great. All things good. It's all positive. I'm not against the lady. Fine work. I just want to see
WWE
blood.
stop doing that
And
shit,
I've seen Rhea with the title and chasing the title and WrestleMania matches, and it's all been great. I'm just in the camp of, you know what? It'd be kind of cool if we did something different.
Right.
Because it feels a little predictable if Rhea Ripley wins Money in the Bank. However, it's Triple H.
She just gave her the fucking title match.
Sometimes they just like to go with the predictable, safe choice. Running it with Rhea Ripley to tell a story, and that story arc could be a year. It could be a couple of months. Could they make it intriguing and fun with Rhea with the briefcase? Absolutely. Mommy in the Bank. That would be the whole theme of it. She decks it out in purple and other things like straps and stuff, like the butt straps. She puts it all over the Money in the Bank briefcase. And then she puts a sandwich inside of it. It could be a lot of fun with Rhea because they could set things up. Yes, she could get into it with Io some more for the world title. However, if we fast forward a little bit, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, what if Bianca comes back and picks up that WWE Women's Championship? Then, see, as we're talking, we're figuring things out now. And then you could have Rhea Ripley with a big choice to make. Does she go after, the world title, her title, from Io, and do that, and try to get that belt back? Or does she set her sights on the Women's Championship and Bianca? And then they do their feud. She doesn't have to slide in and cash in and, do it to Io or do it to Bianca or Tiffany or whoever. But she could say the only way for me to get to Bianca, which she wants to do, and to get to that belt, she's got to get over to the other side. So then she goes over to SmackDown, and that sets up their feud. And you can even have that pre-announced for WrestleMania as the main event. I'm just spitballing here. They could do none of those things, and they could just make it dull and boring. But I don't really want to see Rhea with it, because I think Rhea could just go up to Pierce and just say, I want belt. And Pierce says, I'm busy and I'm stressed. And then Pierce just gives title match and then boom, there we go. But I don't want to see Io and Rhea one more time. Let's do something new. I just know it's going to come at some point. That's what she said. So that leaves Naomi. And for Matt here, I think Naomi should win Money in the Bank. Do I think she can win it? Yes, I do. Will she? It remains to be seen when it actually unfolds on television. But I do think that Naomi has a great shot at winning this thing because the story they can tell of her with that briefcase and teasing it and all of the feuds that she has been building around her, where she has the issues with Jade, Nia, Tiffany, she can go through kind of everybody And if Tiffany's holding on to that briefcase and they keep building her as that strong baby face, then a cash in from Naomi will work. That way, you can get Tiffany to be chasing for that belt down the road. And I think with all the work that Naomi is doing, you get that briefcase, it's white, you cover it in caution tape, you dazzle it all up, and they like to do that in the custom briefcases. You can't tell me that it wouldn't look cool with Naomi's whole caution theme with Money in the Bank. Promos would be great, and I think they could create a cool moment with her winning Money in the Bank and winning the WWE Championship. But what about the men's Money in the Bank? That's a big question mark. We're still filling those holes too. Nasty. But if you want to talk about men's Money in the Bank, click this video right here, guys. Consider subscribing to the channel. Helps us grow, helps us get bigger, better, and all that good stuff. Have a great day. See ya.
Let me show 3 iPhone mistakes made by old people. Number 1 is deleting photos manually. Number 2 is deleting all the...
I don't think Jey Uso is going to be world champion much longer. And I don't say that to mean
Jey Uso is the worst champion ever and everything is evil and there's no eating. No, stop it.
What I mean is, I think WWE has a lot of options on the table. That's a great thing to have. Looking at the landscape of the World Heavyweight Championship and the next couple of months as well, I started to wonder where we could end up. Jey right now is in 3 different stories, it feels like. He's mixing it up with Seth, Braun, Heyman every single week. His partnership, his alliance with Sammy and Punk. Gunther, he's got a rematch with Gunther on June 9th on Raw. And Saturday night's main event, he's going up against Logan Paul. At first, I started to think, all right, this is not great because you got the world champion doing so many different things. His hands are in so many cookie jars. And I took a step back and then I thought, you know what? This could actually be really good for Jey and really good for the entire heavyweight division, if you want to call it that. What I think is working right now for the world title and wasn't working before under Gunther, and just in terms of WWE's writing, storytelling for all of it, is that it all started after WrestleMania, but with Paul Heyman. When Paul Heyman did that promo on Raw, where he's talking up Jey, the world title, and Seth needing the world title, to me, that's what really helped. It started to put emphasis on the World Heavyweight Championship and how much Seth Rollins wants it, needs to have it in him and all around him. And you couple that with Jey's story, right? Of years of climbing up and finally dethroning Gunther, becoming the world champion, and being one of the most over guys in the company. When Jey slid in on Raw behind Logan Paul to attack him, the crowd went insane. And not just like the typical pop you would get of, okay, the good guy's here, he's going to attack the bad guy. It was instant and immediate that Jey was just getting the yeet chance, and the crowd was bouncing. Like, I haven't seen that in so long. And sometimes, like, a linear story with the championship is really good, because depending on who's involved in it, it could be all you need. It's got the right ingredients in there where you're captivated every single week that they're on screen, and you just want to have a classic one-on-one match. I like the world title right now because I am getting so many different elements and so many different players. So I want to unpack everybody that is around the world title and where we think it could go with this, because I don't think Jey Uso is going to hold on to the belt much longer. So Saturday night's main event, he's going up against Logan Paul. I don't care about Logan Paul on my TV screen, but I do think that he is a great heel, and he's able to garner up all that heat. And a lot of chatter, and that's what chitter chatter looks like, a lot of chatter online is Logan Paul getting the world title. Not at Saturday night's main event, but in the future. Him becoming a world heavyweight champion. As much as I'm not a fan of him and his promos, and I don't like he's in and out of WWE, and him personally, I'm just not a fan of Logan Paul, and that's okay. Maybe you are. But I can see why he would be a great heel champion, and needing the really good baby faces to take him down, and people really wanting to get their hands on Logan Paul. It fits in pro wrestling. So Jey, I predict, is going to beat Logan Paul, but how does he do it? Is it going to be just a standard beatdown and standard super kick splash, Logan Paul gets pinned, and that's the end of it? Maybe not. Maybe they do throw a little bit of a curveball in there. Maybe Seth and Braun get involved in Saturday night's main event, even though they have the tag team match,
Maybe they're just kind of all over the show. I don't know. It could even end in like a DQ finish because of interference. I don't think Logan Paul will be done with circulating around the world title scene. And I also think that he could be in Money in the Bank. But the other thing happening in that Saturday Night's Main Event is that tag team match where you have Sammy and Punk teaming up to go up against Seth and Braun. Now, this match, I personally think that Braun and Seth need to get that win to just kind of show their dominance and be strong and maintain their strength as this new group. But I think the wrinkle in all of that is really going to be what's going on with Sammy and Punk. I haven't been bought into the fact that Sammy and Punk are totally aligned on the same page and they're best buddies. And they're also intertwined with Jey Uso. I really think, and I hope, Sammy is the one that's going to break away from Punk and maybe turn on him. They lose the tag team match. I wonder if there's going to be any post-match angle where Sami Zayn is going to turn on CM Punk, take him out.
Tired of waiting for payday? We are an app that you pay as you work. You can get up to $150 per day with a max of $750.
Walk away from him. Something to indicate. It doesn't have to be the full 180-degree turn where all of a sudden Sammy is the biggest bad guy ever. But you can do what WWE has typically done in these situations. They slow burn the turn. Whether it's good guy or bad guy. The justified bad guy. That's what they did with Drew McIntyre. That's what they did with Kevin Owens, where it was slow and methodical. And every week they did promos, they were justified in what their actions were about. They were justified in their thinking. So I think they could do that with Punk and Sammy. Sammy walking away from Punk. Punk upset, confused, all that good stuff. And then you have Green Means to tune in next week to see what's going to happen with Sammy and how is this all going to go down. I think they build frustration with each other, and then you could see Sami Zayn get himself into Money in the Bank. So in my head, that's Logan Paul getting Money in the Bank. That's also Sammy getting into Money in the Bank. You might even want to add in Seth in Money in the Bank as well. The men's Money in the Bank, they haven't really built it yet. Like, they're really taking their time here. They're doing all of the women's matches, the qualifiers, and then they're going to roll into the men's qualifiers. And I think it's just going to be bang, bang, bang. Almost like we got to just get through Saturday's Main Event to then do all of the men's qualifier matches to see how the stories will unfold. But the other story that's going on is going to be Gunther and Jay having their world title rematch on Raw, the Raw after Money in the Bank, which is a very specific date to do that. At first, when this was announced, I thought, I don't care. Why do I want to see this rematch? Then I saw the dates were going to be that it's after Money in the Bank. And then the pieces start coming together a little bit. And I think that match on Raw is going to be bigger than any of us expect. I don't think it's going to be just a normal world title match. Let's look at Gunther for a second here. Raw was interesting with Gunther this past week because, to me, they did not position Gunther as a bad guy. He came out of Backlash as the winner, but showing respect to Pat McAfee, which was out of character, and I didn't actually like that because I thought he should have just choked him out. That was the end of it. They gave Pat a hope spot where he was getting submitted to make a comeback, and Gunther ultimately ended Pat McAfee. But they stood up at the end, and he kind of gave him the nod, right? I did not care for that because I thought it was not in Gunther's character. But on Raw, I thought it was interesting that who is the crowd going to cheer for in that situation? They're going to cheer for Gunther because they don't like Logan Paul, period. So you get more heat on Paul, but you're going to get a little bit more of a cheer or support for Gunther. And in that promo, Gunther's even saying that, like, I went up against Pat McAfee, he's not a wrestler, but I respect the fact that he went in there and did his thing. So Gunther's showing respect to other people, and WWE putting a really, really, like, no bad guy heel that nobody likes against him, it defaults Gunther to being the good guy. Then they do another segment where it's Seth and Gunther interacting again. I'm not saying that Gunther is going to all of a sudden be a smiling baby face like he would do to, like Vince would do to Finn Balor, where he just came out and he was smiling all the time. I think that they just keep Gunther as his character, but the crowd starts shifting their feelings towards him and giving him kind of the accolades, the respect and all that, so he kind of is a good guy. So you can see we got a lot of pieces set up for Jey Uso and for the whole world title scene. What about Money in the Bank itself before that title rematch? Who's on your list, by the way, that you see winning Money in the Bank? For me, it's going to be somebody going after the World Championship and not the John Cena title. I think that's reserved for
basically Cody. So we established Logan Paul could be in Money in the Bank, Sammy as well coming out of Saturday Night's main event. You could add Punk in there too, because I don't know what else he'd be doing at Money in the Bank aside from maybe a singles match with Seth once again, but I don't know if we want to do that. Seth totally can see him getting into Money in the Bank, and then obviously you have everybody else that's going to qualify or has qualified. Huge names and everyone having kind of an interesting story in there too, if it's done right. Logan Paul winning Money in the Bank, I can see it happening and working, because you would have him lose at Saturday Night's main event and then feel desperate like he has to somehow, some way get to the world title once again. And the easiest story they can tell is Logan Paul getting that Money in the Bank briefcase, cashing in on June 9th. And you get a monster amount of heat on Logan Paul for cashing in on Jey Uso, who's beloved by everybody, most people. Who they're already established doesn't like Logan Paul. You have tons of friction in there. What about Sami Zayn? I think Sammy could also kind of fill that spot too. Sami Zayn could win Money in the Bank and surprise everybody. Could he join Seth and Braun? Could he hand over the world title? Sammy has never won the world championship. He could tease it. He could join up with Seth's group over time, and he could be holding Money in the Bank. And during that time, you can tell the story of Jay and Sammy kind of butting heads finally, doing that story arc one-on-one. Because you have all the history of the bloodline to pull from, so it's kind of a no-brainer there. Seth is the other one that I'd probably say is on the top of my list to win Money in the Bank and would end Jey Uso's story. I feel like WWE's main quest right now is to get that world title back onto Seth. Get it onto bad guy Seth Rollins so that that group can move forward, and then you have all of the baby faces chasing him. Babyface champion in Jey Uso, while it's a great moment to have, I don't think it has the lasting power that they hope for. And I don't think Jay needs a title. I think Jay keeps getting the giant reactions, maybe despite having a title around his waist. Like, it won't matter and won't impact him. As a character, the crowd still loves him with or without the championship. So I think the big story for Jey Uso is June 9th. The Gunther match, you do that rematch with the main event of Raw, but I really think, whether it's Sami Zayn, Logan Paul, or at the top of the list, Seth Rollins, whoever it is with Money in the Bank, I think they cash in and win the championship that night. It could be an overbooked mess where guys like Sammy could interfere and Punk could interfere, trying to help Jay and get rid of everybody else that's interfering in the match. Like, you could have so many different players in there to be nuts, but Seth walking out with the title on Raw, it changes everything that we go into the summertime with the Night of Champions, with SummerSlam. Seth's group gets even stronger. Maybe they add more members beyond that. But I really don't see Jey Uso's title reign lasting past June 9th. Do you? I don't see how he's getting to Night of Champions and SummerSlam as a champion, unless someone does get Money in the Bank and they don't do any of that stuff on Raw. And they leave it until a big PLE like SummerSlam. Not to mention there could be a draft coming up, and that shakes up the roster in the division. But as I've gone through everything here, I really do feel that Jey Uso's title reign is really going to come to an end.
Who said you could ask me out? Do you even have an ability?
What?
My last boyfriend was a level 3. Do you think I could slum it with a level 1 loser like you?
Oh, yes, you figured out because we're lab partners.
He's about to show us something. I can feel it.
Why does it seem like right now there is more support for Karrion Kross than ever before? The guy's been around in WWE specifically for several years. He's been released, he came through NXT, he got called up to main roster with a questionable gimmick, to being released, to coming back to the company. And at that point, a couple of years ago now, for me as a fan, it felt like Kross was going to be getting more momentum. He was getting more TV time. He was getting feuds with Drew McIntyre, Rey Mysterio. He was starting to build a little bit more. Then we saw Kross evolve and get into the group with Final Testament, which is kind of a cool idea. But then it never really got any momentum. And then, unfortunately, everybody from Final Testament gets released by WWE, and Kross is left on his own island with Scarlett. Not that that's a bad island to be on. But Cross having to basically pick up the pieces from a TV viewer's perspective, him having to go and figure out what exactly he's going to do with his character now that he is on his own. And we started to get more Cross. We started to see him interact with a lot of the roster on Raw, where he was kind of playing the devil on the shoulder character, whispering and getting into people's ears like The Miz and Sami Zayn and The New Day. Kind of just needling, he's just tweaking him, he's just needling, he's sticking it to them. That's what he's doing, he's sticking it to you. But even though Cross was getting all of this promo time, where he would do these interactions with multiple superstars backstage, where he would do the promos by himself with Scarlett up in the rafters. I was never seeing him on Raw to wrestle. And I always found it very perplexing, because here's a guy you're giving TV time to. You were putting him in segments almost every single week, but not building anything with them. And then leading up to WrestleMania, where AJ Styles was going to go up against Logan Paul, you had Karrion Kross have the one-on-one match with AJ Styles. This is where I feel like WWE does this a lot, where it's going to be a couple of stories happening, and coincidentally, revolving around Logan Paul, whereby Logan is not on TV every single week, and that's fine. So in his place, you have Karrion Kross and AJ in almost this side B story going on that is a little bit more compelling. Finally, we get a match on Raw between AJ and Kross, and it was great. By all accounts, this delivered. And then we went into WrestleMania 41 with a very